Hi, my name is Ronald Jones, and I'm here to help you set up your Sound Money wallet. If you will go to your 7K Metals website, hopefully on a computer, and have your phone handy at the same time, I want you to log in and then go to My Account, like you see on the screen, then go to Sound Money Wallet. After you click on that, you'll end up on this same exact screen. Now, what you'll see, and I want to switch here to you see this one is actually, let's see if I can draw it for you. Right here, you see it's been verified already, this account. What we're going to do in this process is go ahead and set you up so you're also verified. So that's actually the very first step. And hopefully you've been in communication with me and my team and already have this brochure that I'm showing to you now. At the top, you see it says Verify Me. Let me see if that's going to record as well. It's right there. You see where it says Verify Me in step number 1? That's what we're going to do first. Now, when you hit that, when you select that as an option on your screen, you're going to get an option, 2 options. It'll say, okay, do you want to do a QR code? Do you want to send an email? Well, since you're doing it on a computer and you have your phone in your hand, what I want you to do is go ahead and say QR code. And then with your phone in hand, you're going to put your phone in camera mode, going to point it at the QR code you see on the screen after you've selected that you want to do the QR code option. And then you're going to go to the link that pops up in your browser for that QR code. And that'll take you to a place where it'll do the initial verification setup for you. Now, the initial verification setup requires you to have your ID, a driver's license generally, and you're going to tell it what state you're in. It's going to tell it if it's Hawaii, you'll say I'm in the state of Hawaii. I'm going to use my driver's license as my ID. You'll go ahead and then there'll be 2 options. There'll be a place to scan or take a picture of your ID front and back. It needs to be a clear copy of your photo ID. You won't want any glare or any reflections when you're taking that picture of those. And it will, if it likes the picture, it'll give you a green check mark afterwards. Now, the second step is a little more complicated for people, which is why hopefully you're looking at me in this little video. It'll also give you an example, but you're basically going to turn the recording on. There'll be a time that you'll hit the recording button on your phone and you'll start recording yourself. And what it wants you to do during that thing is actually rotate your head. It can be clockwise or counterclockwise twice, then stop, and then you hit the button again to stop the recording. It's pretty simple, but some people, need to do it several times just to get it right. After that, it'll upload, it'll do a quick check on it, say, okay, it's good or it's bad, and then if it likes it, it'll give you a check mark and you've passed that part. Then you'll see on your screen, like I have, a verified identity. That's the very first step. Well, actually, it'll say, we got to check on this in another day or 2. But at this point, you can then continue with the next steps that you need to do. So at that point, we are at this next step. We're going to do the Sound Money Wallet again. The verbiage up here will have changed, this yellow verbiage. It'll say, okay, now you've done the verification. We're going to check on you. The third step is going down to the place where you hit transfer. Now, this is where you're initially going to start the process of setting up the Sound Money Wallet security. Now, what will show on your screen immediately after that is this QR code on your screen. And I want you to take a picture of it. You see here I have take a picture and put it in your safe. I have that in here. Hopefully you can see that. Let me see if I can get over to that section easily. Doesn't look like I can. But that's what I've written here. Right here. Take a photo and print it out and put it in your safe. Now, don't put it immediately in your safe, but take a picture and make sure that it's good, clean, quality picture. Okay, now we're on to step 5. Now, I prefer and use the Twilio Authy app. This is a third-party authorization app. The traditional one used by 7K is called Google Authenticator. Twilio Authy is a competitor to the Google Authenticator. They're both free. Initially, Google Authenticator had some deficits in terms of its feature set. I think it still has some deficit feature sets that I don't like. And so I prefer the Twilio Authy. It gives you the exact same number. So what this is going to give you a code that will appear every 30 seconds for you to use to authorize any kind of transfer within your Sound Money wallet. Okay, so you're going to have to first download the app. And that's what I pictured here. You're going to go to the App Store if you're using an iOS phone or an iPhone. You're going to go to a Google Play Store and go download the same Twilio Authy app. It should be the exact same color icon like you see here on the picture. And you just download that app and put it on your phone. You do install it. Now there's several steps. I don't put it on this flyer that have to be done. The steps here, I can show you here on step 6. You need to put in your phone number. You're going to have to put in your address. They're going to send you a text message immediately with that phone number that you put in, which hopefully is the same phone that you're holding in your hand. And that will be your authorization to them that, yeah, you are really the owner of that phone. So then we're ready for step 7. At step 7, you're going to see this kind of QR code, and where it shows you the computer has a QR code on it, and the phone is going to be scanning that QR code. So that's what we're about to do with step 7. So that same QR code is still on your screen where you left it. And now you've put the Authy app onto your phone, and it's ready to scan your account. Now, if you had the Authy app before that, you're going to see this below here on the step 6. I told you, write down your backup. That actually backup password will happen right after immediately you scan the QR code. If you had a particular account before this, maybe you used cryptocurrency type authorizations. Often that's used with these kind of apps. You would just do an add account. Now on the there's a slight difference in the interface. On the Apple iOS, you use this plus add account. If you are on an Android phone, a Samsung phone, an Android phone, then the add account is actually in the menu in the upper right-hand corner. Little dots there. You get the little menu, it'll say add account. That's where you'll get the ability to point the camera at the QR code that's on your screen. Now, what I recommend is, of course, you had to have had a great picture of that QR code first and save it away and print it out, save it away, and then you can delete it from your camera roll for security reasons. But you definitely want to put that away. After you scan this, you're also going to create a password within Authy that'll be used for backup purposes. You also want to be able to write that down and, again, put it on a piece of paper and stick it in your home safe, your fireproof safe that you have. Okay, once you do the scan of the QR code, you're going to start seeing what you see in step 8 here. And it's going to be a code that starts changing every 30 seconds. Now, on the iOS, it's this little number here. It'll start counting down from 30 down to 10 here you see on the flyer. But once it gets to 0, it'll start again. It'll say 30 seconds again, and it'll give you that new 6-digit number again. So on an Android phone, after you still have the Authy app loaded, it's doing a bar across the top of the screen, and it's making it go to the left, and where it zeroes down to no bar, and then it starts all over again. So you see a really thin bar at the top that's declining or becoming smaller and smaller. That's how you know when to get the code. Now, since you only have 30 seconds, and some people aren't very agile at writing it down and then putting it in time before it expires, there's a little button. You'll notice here on this screen, you have a little button here. This looks like a little clipboard. Now, if you put your finger on that and hit that clipboard button, it'll copy that code for you to your clipboard that's on your phone. Not everyone is adept at how to copy and paste on phones, but now is the time to learn. So you don't have to wear out writing down the number and then hurrying to try to put the number in, or trying to remember the number and put it in. You can just, hey, okay, I press the button, it's copied to the clipboard. Then again, some people don't know how to switch between apps. You don't want to close this app, nor did you want to close the other app. You want to be able to just copy and paste it in very quickly, very easily. In either case, you're going to get that number you can see from step 8 and put it into step 9 where it says security code on your computer. Then you're going to hit save the changes, and that'll be the very first time that you've authorized the transfer. It's just the initialization of setting it up, that you did scan the QR code, you did set up your Authy app, and you did put the correct code in the very first time. Subsequent times, every time you log into 7K Metals and you need to do some kind of transfer, you'll still have to authorize the transfer the very first time. But after you do it, that session that you've logged in, that very first time before you can do a transfer. Of course, there's all the benefits of 7K Metals Sound Money Wallet, transferring from cash to gold to silver to another member, or having it sent to you. And that's all features that are within 7K Metals Sound Money Wallet, but it has to be protected by this revolving password that expires every 30 seconds. Okay, hopefully that was helpful to you, and I will figure out how to stop this recording, and have a good day.